Listen to me. If you're anointed, gifted, and naturally a good person, this word is for you. And I'm serious. Don't scroll. Because what you've been feeling lately, that shift, that distance, that weird energy from people who used to celebrate you, yeah, we need to talk about that real quick. See, don't be surprised when the same people who once clapped for you suddenly goes quiet when God starts to elevate you. And let me say that again so we hit your spirit. Don't be surprised when the applause turns silence. Don't be surprised when the people who used to repost you don't even acknowledge you anymore. And don't be surprised when the same people who said, I'm proud of you, now can't even look at you in your eyes. And here's the part that's going to free you. It's not that you changed, it's that your growth exposed their comfort zone. Oh, yeah, we got to go there today because someone needs this. See, people love you when you're growing at a pace that doesn't challenge them. People love you when your light is dim enough for them to still feel comfortable. People love when you're gifted but not disciplined, anointed but not consistent, called but not walking in it yet. But the moment you start stepping into alignment, the moment you start taking your calling serious, the moment you stop playing small, now your growth becomes a mirror. And not everybody likes what they see in that mirror. See, your favor frustrated their facade. Let's talk about it. Because some people built their identity around being the one, the smartest one, the most spiritual one, the most put together one. But when God starts elevating you without their permission, without their platform, without their validation, it disrupts the image they've been trying to maintain. See, your light didn't just shine, it revealed. That's what light does. And your presence exposed things, not because you were trying to, but because light does what light does. It reveals inconsistency. It reveals insecurities. It reveals hidden motives. And here's where we got to understand it gets real. When people can't compete with you, they try to confuse others about you. Oh, yeah, watch this. They'll start saying things like something's different about them. I don't know. They just changed. They moving funny now. No, I didn't change. I grew. And your inability to grow with me doesn't mean I'm doing something wrong. And let me help somebody in the back, because confusion is the weapon of people who can't confront your calling. They can't match your discipline. They can't match your obedience. They can't match your consistency. So instead of competing, they start creating narratives. But hear me, please hear me prophetically. You are not too much. You're not too intense. You're not too focused. You're not too driven. You're not doing the most. They were just too insecure to handle what you carry. And let that settle. Because some of you have been shrinking yourself, trying to make other people comfortable, dimming your light, lowering your standards, second guessing your calling, all because you don't want to be misunderstood. But listen to me carefully. You weren't called to be understood by everybody. You were called to be obeyed by God. And obedience will make you look different. So I encourage you, let them whisper. Let them exit. Let them even lie. Because while they're talking, you've got oil to pour and a destiny to fulfill. Do you hear me? You don't have time to chase clarity from people who are committed to misunderstanding you. And that's what a lot of you all been doing. You don't have time to explain your elevation to people who are offended by your growth. This season that you're in isn't about being liked. It's about being lunch. Are y'all hearing me? It's not about being liked. It's about being lunch. And catch it. Because a lot of you are trying to carry people into a season they're not qualified for. And it's really slowing you down. This next season, it's not about fitting in. It's about standing out in purpose, standing out in purity, standing out in authenticity. That means you might be the only one in your circle doing it God's way. You might be the only one saying no to what other people are saying yes to. You might be the only one choosing discipline over distractions. And it's going to feel lonely sometimes, but let's be real. It's going to feel like you're losing people, but you're not losing people. You're outgrowing environments. And growth requires separation. Elevation requires pruning. Destiny requires distance. So stop trying to go back to who you used to be just to keep who you used to have. Stay planted, even when it's uncomfortable. Stay focused, even when it's quiet. Stay bold, even when they don't understand, because they won't. Because what God is about to do through you is going to speak louder than every rumor, every lie, every whisper. It will vindicate every quiet season you endured in your life. Every time you cried in private, every time you doubted yourself, every time you had to clap for yourself because nobody else did. God saw it all. And he's not just going to reward you. I believe he's going to reveal you. And when he does, the same people who went quiet will suddenly have something to say again. But by then, you won't need their validation because you'll be walking in your divine assignment. Receive this. So let me close this way because it needs to be said. You weren't made to dim. You were made to disrupt, to break cycles, to shift environments, to challenge norms, to walk in authority. And disruption is uncomfortable to people who benefited from you staying small. So if they don't clap, if they don't understand, if they don't support, keep going. Because heaven already approved you. And that's the only validation that matters.